Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, and we're on the south spawn of Malinovka. Now, the commander of this vehicle is Ram Tough. Yes, he's a streamer and a member of What Arty Noobs, and you can tell that he's also from the United States because he's got the stars and stripes on the side of his vehicle, which is named Devastator, and also a mark of excellence on the barrel. And you can see that 155mm swiveling in its pivot mount, which makes this one of the most effective arties on the battlefield. Okay, Ram Tough is in his position and ready to shoot, and he's extending his aim. And we have a target over on the far side of the battlefield. He's still got to complete his aiming, almost there. It's another one, a Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger. Rounds out. Oh, he moved away, but the round landed exactly where it was aimed. Okay, he's extending his aim again. He stops looking just so he can move the vehicle, so it means he has to extend again, but I think he can get that E3. Round out. Oh, right on the money, right on top of him. Actually, it was an easy 8. It was right on top of him. That was perfect. Now, and he used right hand mouse button there, went straight to his target. Beautifully done. Nicely lined up. Rounds out again on the E8. Oh, splashed him. 35 hit points this time. Okay, lining him up. Which one's he going to go for? The Waffenträger or both? He could do both actually from there. Rounds out. Let's hope it goes in. It does, and it kills the Easy 8. That's his first kill of the game. In fact, the first kill of the battle. Okay, now what's he looking at now? I think he's looking at the hill. I think he thinks there's somebody up there, and he has got a couple of mediums moving up the battlefield right now. In fact, there is a heavy, a Tiger 1, and he's just making his way up and rounds out. Direct hit right into his side, 232 hit points. Okay, there is a medium up there as well. It's a Centurion 1. This is a tier 8 battle, and Ram Tough is tier 6, so he is going to pick up appreciably more XP from this battle than he would otherwise. Rounds out on where the Tiger 1 was last seen, but he doesn't appear to have hit it. Now he's scrolling out his aim there, going after the Centurion 1. He's almost loaded and rounds out. It lands to one side. It just stunned the Centurion. It didn't do much damage. Okay, scrolling out again. Ah, now a VK3002M's turned up. He can shoot at that. Rounds out. Direct hit. 219, 2 critical hits, and some stun assists. So that was a really good shot. Yes, ignore those veins from the windmill because they don't actually have any effects at all. So hitting them will do absolutely nothing. So you just ignore them and aim at the target. That one went just over and slightly behind him. So missed the Centurion there. But the good thing about the M44 is it's fast reload. He's loaded. Rounds out on Tiger 1. And oh, so close to a kill shot. 120 hit points and left the Tiger 1, I think, on just 20 hit points. So the next shot will, 22. It will kill him, the next shot. And in fact, that Jagdpanther's trying to make it certain, but it's actually the T-54 Mob 1 who gets the honours. Hellcat, round out. Oh, it was snapshot. It was a good try. He was right to take the shot when he did because the Hellcat was moving and he was going to lose sight of it very shortly afterwards anyway. So taking the shot when he did actually did give him a chance of taking out the Hellcat. Now the enemy's one tank ahead at the moment, but it has to be remembered they've lost the control of the the hill. Right, Centurion is now focusing behind the ruined church or abbey. I think it's a ruined church actually, up on top of the hill. And that shot came in from the other Arties. I think it was from the... Oh, that one killed the Centurion. He managed to... I think he was trying to splash the Centurion, but the shell actually went directly into the rear of the Centurion as he was just poking out the edge of that church and took him out completely. Fantastic shot. It just goes to show it does pay to fire rounds near to the enemy to see if you can splash them, because sometimes the enemy is stupid enough to poke their rear out or their front out and they then get the full force of the explosion. Now, I think that Ramtov thinks that there's an enemy in that area near the bushes, because we just lost an Achilles who was destroyed by an M12. Now, I think there's somebody spotting in these set of bushes here. And I think Ramtov thinks so too. Otherwise, how would they know that that person was spotting nearby? Or how would they know that the Achilles was nearby, rather? Of course, we do know that the Hellcat was seen disappearing off into the trees. So the question is, where is the M12 and where is their spotter? Well, the only way we're going to find out where the spotter is by going down the hill. And right, we've got the Spar Panzer's popped up the hill. And I think he's been tracked. Has he been tracked? No. But two Arty rounds came in simultaneously just after the Spar Panzer had been killed. And yes, there was the spotter. The E25 was the spotter, and he was sitting in those bushes, and he got spotted when he popped out or made a fired. So we now know he's somewhere in the region of those bushes, and he doesn't know that Ramtov is targeting. He's using his T key, telling the team that's what I'm going to be focusing on. Hopefully the other Arty will join in, and they will lay down shells alongside the targeting point, in which case that would be a barrage to clean out the infestation of E25. Now, what's he aiming at now? I don't understand why Ramtov's moved down to that area there. Oh, that sounded like an Arty round just fired off by somebody. He's looking, I think, for either a tracer from the enemy Arty, or for signs that the spotter might be there. Of course, the enemy's got an M12 and they've got a Lorraine 155-51. And Tiger 131 saying, Arty, are you able to counter their Arty? Well, that's what Ramtov's been doing. He has actually been looking for that tracer and looking for any sign, any clue, any trees going down, anything that will give him information about where the enemy is located. That's why you should always be so careful not to knock any trees down. Now we can see a tree has been knocked down there in front of the aim point, but Tiger 131 thinks there are A3 and A4 when they hit me, and he doesn't think they've moved. Well, A3 and A4 is, well, he's looking at A2 at the moment. This is A2 area, and we just lost another tank. It was Tiger 131. Okay, there's the E25, and he's making a dash across the battlefield. Now lining him up for... Oh, no, he's gone. He's spotting from stationary position, round out. And that's a kill shot. 171 hit points, beautifully shot. I think he was tagged by one of the other Arties on Ramtov's team. And those are an SU 141 and the Lorraine 155-51. So I'm pretty sure that that the enemy Arty is in grid squares A2, A3. I think that's why Ramtov was looking in that area. Right, enemy Arty, Arty on his team is looking at A2 at the moment. They think that the enemy's in there. And he's indicated that spot. And yes, this goes down the Arty. And in fact, the tree went down, which means somebody was there and moved the moment that shell went in. And that hit target. So he hit something there for certain. And other shells are coming in from the other Arty. Now we've killed the enemy M44. Will we be able to get the M12 and the Lorraine? I think they're in there. Now that's firing at random bushes, but I'm pretty certain that tree that's knocked down just to the left of the, or just to the right of the M44 was knocked down by an Arty who happened to be sitting in that position. But in the meanwhile, we've got an OI near the cap. In fact, there's 2 tanks near the cap, and unfortunately we just lost the Su-14-1, and that round takes out the OI. So, instant retribution and revenge on that OI for killing our fellow Arty. And we're working out where that TOG's going to be. He's lining him up for a shot as soon as we're loaded. Rounds out. And I think that's probably going to be near the TOG. But he's relocating. Okay, there's the TOG. He's been spotted. Okay, rounds are now going into the TOG. Lining him up for a shot. And rounds out. Direct hit. 114 hit points and 1 critical hit. Okay, he's picked up some stun assists as well. Lining him up for another shot. Indicating target. Won't be a few seconds now. And rounds out. Oh, and it's killed before the round arrives. But the enemy is now down to just 3 tanks, 2 Arty and 1 tank destroyer. And the tank destroyer, I think, is that Hellcat. Yes, it is. So, the enemy does have a good pair of eyes. The Hellcat is an excellent TD. But the problem they've got now is that there's 2 Artys and, of course, 1 heavy looking for them. Now, can we see the tracer? Somebody's going south, so somebody's going to spot them very, very shortly. That M4, there he is. There's the Hellcat. Line him up for a shot and rounds out. And that splashes him. Unfortunately, we lost the E8 in the process, but we know where the Hellcat's located. And we can move closer. And the Hellcat's been taken out by the Lorraine. So, it's now just 2 Artys. And there's one of them. He's in the cap area. Okay, line him up for a shot. Who's going for it? In fact, actually, no. Ramtuff is platooning, which is a good move because there's a potential brothers in arms here. And that target was just taken out by the Lorraine again. So that's another kill for the Lorraine. Now, hopefully he will platoon, and that will give us the opportunity to pick up brothers in arms. There's only 1 tank left, the M12, and he thinks it's over here. He's going to fire at that bush. No, just knocks the tree down there. And he's got the platoon now. And you can see the Lorraine's right up on top of the hill, which is a good place to actually be. Now, hopefully he will complete the reload before the STRV finds the M12. But the moment he does find that M12, and I think that M12 might have moved by now. I think he's probably motoring south as fast as he can to avoid being hit. That's what I'd do, actually, under the same circumstances. Where I was the last Arty left alive, I'd try and get to the other end of the map, the opposite end where the enemy will think I'm located. There's only 1 minute to go. It will be a draw if we can't find that M12. Now he thinks it's over there. The STRV is coming up to have a look. There he is! He is there! He is there! Rounds out! Oh, unfortunately it was a bit short, but the Lorraine hits him and stuns him. And the STRV is going to take the honours, and he does, and wins the battle. That was a good round. Okay, let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. And it's the second class tanker for Ramtoff in the M44. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 11. And he also picked up a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. So he did get 4 kills in that battle. And he picked up a Brothers in Arms because the Lorraine 155-51 platooned with him. And they both had more than 3 kills. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, highest amount of damage actually went to the Lorraine. He was a very efficient player. 2,203 hit points of damage. Ramtoff came in with 1,434. But when it came to kills, Ramtoff scored more kills. And he was just one more than the Lorraine, who came in joint seconds with the STRV. When it came to base XP, the Lorraine came top, unfortunately, with 1,231, mostly down to the increase in damage, or the higher damage level. But Ramtoff was still third with 845, and that's still a very good score. If we look at detailed report, he fired 24 rounds, got 9 direct hits, 9 penetration, and 7 splash. He did damage of 1,434 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He hit 9 of the enemy, that's 3/5 of the enemy team, but only destroyed 4 of them. But he did do stun assistance damage of 835 hit points off 12 stuns. On a standard account, he earned 25,904 credits, and after ammunition resupply, he still had 13,784 credits spare. He received an 845 base XP, and it was ×2 for the first victory of the day, so he actually walked away with 1,690. But it was a very satisfying round. He got some beautiful hits in there, and I think, yes, the drought is over. You can expect that your M44 is back performing at full efficiency, and I'm sure you'll be sending us more replays with even better results very shortly. So well done, Ramtoff. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, because we need all the subscriptions we can get since YouTube changed the rules, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.